Hi everyone, I'm Jan from Pins and Needles in Cleveland, Ohio, and our education platform is called Sew It Online. So what our goal here is to teach everybody all the cool things you can do on a sewing machine. What I'm after today is I've been asked to demonstrate what is the features out here on a sewing machine that you need. So I'm doing a platform here of about $200 to $1,000. Now there's 3 quality features if you're buying a new machine you must have. There are 7 stitches, in my opinion, you must have. Over and above that, now we're talking $250, okay? Now as I add things, those are going to be a little bit of fun things for you, a little bit of ease of operation, simpler to do. So that's where I'm at. We carry all the brands here in the store. I'm working on the baby locks today. There's a machine for every single person. So it's trying to figure out what machine is best for you. But you'll be able to call me and talk about it. So let's get going. So there are 3 quality features on sewing machines. One is called a full rotary hook. Now, what that means is the hook down here in the bottom of your bobbin case goes all the way around in a circle. There's only 2 kinds. An oscillator, do you remember those old Kenmores? Remember those that you had to put the bobbin in and stick them in? They're still here. Remember how you had to hold the thread and jam it? You don't do that no more if you get what I'm telling you. So we want a full rotary metal hook. That's the big thing. Unfortunately, nowadays, they're selling everything online, Amazon, etc., and these companies are making machines for Amazon. They're all plastic hooks. No, you want a metal full rotary hook, you'll have the machine for 20 years. Solid state electronics is going to let me go from 2 layers of denim to 4 layers of denim, over 6 layers, and back to 2. So let's get that off our way. So what happens when you get into solid state electronics? It's nothing you personally can see. Some of you might understand there's a version of solid state and there's a version of rheostat. There's only 2 types of foot controls. Solid state, rheostat. Some men know the difference because they use it in tools. All I know is that solid state's going to go over my seams for me. It's going to not go like your machine does. So even just doing a plain straight stitch, I'm able to walk. I got 2 layers. This is a heavy, heavy, heavy denim. This is more like a canvas tarp stuff. But watch it, I'm on 4. Watch it, I'm going up to 8 layers and it walks over it like a breeze. Now I'll show you the tricks on how to do that. In even any fabric in the world, there's cool things to do, but that's not where I'm at today. So the first thing we want is a full rotary metal hook. The next thing we want is solid state electronic. So let's go in here and let me explain what else is out when you spend this kind of money you got to think about. The first thing I'm going to show you is how these wonderful machines thread. They are designed for someone like me, where threading a needle has all of a sudden gotten hard. So you're putting the thread on. You have passed 1, 2, 3, 4. The machine is in the up needle position. I'm going to put needle down, needle up. I'm only doing that because I have to teach you. And if you do needle down, needle up, everything will work every single time perfectly. So I'm following 1. So I'm coming down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down here to 6. Now this is going to determine how much you spend on a sewing machine. I have needle threaders for as low as $350. They aren't the same as this type of a needle threader. So let's look. I'm down here to number 6. I bring it over here to number 7. Now watch the needle right here if you can. The needle here, come on down and it threads the needle for me. It will do it every single time, never break if you just do needle down, needle up before you start. That's a function at my age. What I feel is very, very important. You decide for yourself. Okay, the next thing you need to know is how to put the bobbin in. They've listened to us finally. So when you're putting your bobbin in, you're dropping the bobbin in. You're able to follow an arrow right here. It comes around and it cuts it off. Now guess what? I don't have to bring the bobbin thread up. I don't have to hold on for dear life to get started. That's all over for me now. So here we go. We're going to put the piece back on. And now I'm going to show you a couple quality features that you might find important. It might be something you want, you don't want. So I'm just trying to explain what each model, as I go down, their cup of tea is, okay? So I'm on the sewing machine. I'm just sewing plain straight stitch. All right, now watch. You want to reverse, course, stop, watch out, cut the threads. Scissors is a decision making for you. Depending on how much you spend, scissors are going to be helpful. Now, watch what went on there. I just did it. It cut my threads and it buried my threads to the bottom. So you know how you have to go cut here and then you have to cut here and it drives you crazy. Now it's all buried right to the bottom. Think about you quilters. Think about your garments. All right, so let's just go again. But this time I don't want to, I want a knot and I want to stop right there and I want a knot. Now I'm going to cut my threads. Guess what that did? It cut my thread and buried it to the bottom. But I didn't want the reverse here. I know you can't see this, but I think you understand it. I didn't want the reverse. I wanted to knot it. There's a lot of times that you don't want that to go back and forth on there to be able to be seen. So now I can knot by pushing the dot. Coolest thing? Okay, I use those features every single day, all day. But now is the greatest thing. If you're doing the same thing, you can push this button over here and over here. And I hope someone's listening that has this machine and doesn't do this, because I personally take every person that buys the machine and make them do it up here a few times before they get to take it home or before they come in for the usage classes, because it's the greatest feature that there is on a machine. Okay, by pushing this button and this button, I can sew along. And when I push reverse, it reversed on its own and it cut it off. I can start again, put my next piece in, and start again. I can knot too if I wanted to knot like I did before, but it automatically cuts so I don't have to push the button. So it's just a great joy when you're sewing pieces together and putting 2-inch seams together, 2-inch squares together, et cetera, it's burying it to the bottom and it's clean. Now, that is a feature that's going to be on a couple of these machines. Boom, boom, boom. It's more of an exclusive feature. You got to spend $700 to get something like that. Just to give you a clue, that's what scissors does for you. There are 7 must stitches on sewing machines that you must get. You get them on my $250 machine, okay? So I just want you to know 7 of them. I want you to understand what they are, because if in here, I don't know if you can tell in here, but there's 100 sewing machines on the floor. We carry every brand. It doesn't mean that every brand has the features I'm telling you to get. So you might find something online that looks like it's great, but it doesn't have the basics. So you gotta know what you're buying. Tri-motion is very important. Let me explain it to you. You're going to use it to finish your seams on everything you mend, you repair, anything that you make. I just did beanbag holders and I did it all around those so they could never rip apart. So I use it a lot. So 7 stitches, let's go over them. I'm on number 16, so all I have to do is to push 1 6 and my overcasting comes up. Now watch what tri-motion is going to do for me. Tri-motion means the machine goes in 3 different directions. Now I'm going to slow it down so you can see. I have a slow speed. Okay. I just want you to understand what's going on here, but you'll be shocked and you will love it. Now see what it's doing? It's overcasting the edges and finishing my seam at the same time. Okay, good enough. Now I'm going to reach up. I'm going to cut my threads. Pretty cool. Now, this stitch did a finished edge on there. So this is like a neckline. Many times when you would sew a neckline or something stretchy on your machine, it might have rippled out of shape. That's because you don't have tri-motion. What tri-motion is going to do is stretch like crazy and pull back into shape so that you have the perfect seam at all times. Tri-motion is your #1 purchase of a new sewing machine if you're buying a new one. Now, you can also have a special stitch for wovens. And we teach you in our classes that stitch number on this machine is number 16. It's got, and number 37, they got a couple of them. That's going to stop those ravelings dead. It's going to work like this, but it's going to stop the ravelings dead. So that's a very, very, very nice stitch. You might have a serger at home. This is equivalent to what a serger can do. But your serger might be in black thread and you have to sew something red. You want the tri-motion to be able to do. Now let me show you another stitch that I want you to have. And the stitch we're going to do is number 5. So all I have to do is to go 05. Now what's going to happen, and we're going to go slow enough for you to understand this. The stitch is going to go up 2, back 1. Backward, forward, feed. Now let's slow it down so you can see. Up 2, 1, 2, back 1. 1, 2, back 1. Tri-motion, 3 different. Now I'm going to change my stitch length. This is a cool thing. It's not a necessity thing, but it's awful nice because I use this for top stitching. When you get a machine of this caliber, okay, reach up. Guess what? I'm locking my stitches. I'm lifting my presser foot up. Now, this is called a stretch straight. See how it's going to give, give, give? That's one thing. Watch it pop back into shape. So it's never going to break on you. Crotch seams, sleeve seams, anything with a lot of tug and pull. My cornhole bags I had to use it on because I didn't want to ever have to repair them. I just helped the gal do cushions. She repaired her patio cushions. Well, that cushion that goes like this, that needs some real strength there at that edge so no one is going to sit down in that chair and pop it. So we use this stitch because it's doing it. You can also use it as a top stitch, but we teach you that in Beyond the Basics of the classes and everything that I do with it. Very, very important for everyday sewing. These 2 stitches I'm just telling you are on anything from 250 up, okay? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. All right, so now those 2 stitches you need a blind hem. We have a new ways to do hemming. I do it where there's no place that I want to do a piece here or a back of a collar where you have to hand sew. I'll get you out of hand sewing. These machines are jam proof. So they aren't going to grab the thread and pull them in the bottom, you know, like you do on your machines. We don't have to hold this for dear thread. It cuts off the exact amount necessary, so I'm not having to pull this thread, go get my bobbin thread, hold it and hold it. I'm not having to do that anymore at a very affordable price. Okay, so I want you to have tri-motion overcast, tri-motion stretch straight, blind hem. We have a new mending stitch that we're going to teach you to put elastic on with. It's fabulous. It's called a 3-step zigzag. Zigzag straight stitch a built-in buttonhole. How much you spend, everything gets easier. The basics of a buttonhole with the 1-step, what we do on buttonholes now is we put the button in the back of a little foot that comes with the machine, and it goes click, 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 and it made it perfectly. We'll teach you how to cord them, all sorts of fun stuff in the series of classes that you can get into. So I'm still staying on this machine because I can now say, what does this have different? What does this have different? So what I want to talk about is what's all this and how much do you need? Back in our day, excuse me, my day, we had a bunch of machines that had cams and a whole bunch of decorative stitches on it, and they were ugly and they didn't do a very good job, and we never used them. That is not what's going on out here now. If you buy a quality machine, this is a class that's on my sewing platform. Now don't look at it as, oh, I would never do that. What it is all those stitches. You got candle wicking in here. Do you remember candle wicking as a kid where you're able to go around and it adds a bump to every one of your designs? We used to go with a needle, turn it, push it back in. That's candle wicking. You got blanket binding. You got all the cool features. Oh, here they are. Sorry, I dropped them. You got features that we used to be able to do only by hand. So these are our feather stitches. This is your blanket stitching. I'm sewing over vinyl. Notice I'm not having 1 ounce issues with it at all. The lettering, coming on a machine like this is called feed dog lettering. So you're able to write your own quilt labels. So on this machine, these stitches, if you get involved in our sewing platform, you will understand what all of these are about. You'll be sewing your buttons on by machine. By pushing number 70, you're going to do it. 71 is an eyelet. You make your own eyelets. So how cool is that? These are important. Doesn't mean you have to have millions of them, but there's stitches here and then quilting stitches, then decorative stitches. They're heavenly to buy, heavenly to have. So that is more to it, but when you get into using all these stitches, you will see it's not that you want to make this quilt. It's that you want to do double needle. And there's 6 sizes of double needles for this machine. And we want you very confident on how to use a double needle because they're all over your garments. Every one of your t-shirts, every one of your athletic wear is done and finished, can be done with a double needle. You know, the 2 rows of straight stitch that look so nice, all sorts of stuff. There's 7 different sizes now of double needles. You need to know what each one's for. Okay, now I'm going to go down and explain, go down the line and explain what you're giving up, what you're gaining, what's happening to give you a little bit more info. Okay, this machine is normally sold at $14.99. It's at $9.99. Now let me offer and explain to you what we have to offer you that, again, my goal is education. So you're going to get a 60-day trial from Baby Lock that will teach you some of the fun things that it can do. Very valuable. But what I'm going to add to it is my Beyond the Basic class. Beyond the Basics in our online studio costs about $97 to be able to get it. It is included in this package. Now what I do is go through, let me just go through some of them. How to use the sewing machine, the satin stitching, to finish your seams, and how to do the tricks with the tri-motion stitches, how to do different hemmings. Wait till you see how I do an off the fabric blind hem. I promise you, no one has ever seen that. And you will use it every single time you sew, or you have to do a hem, or you have to do hand sewing. Believe me, never again. Blanket bindings and the stitches, and what are the tri-motions for? All about the decorative stitches. Why are there? Tips on choosing the right fabric, the right needles, the right thread. Did you know that threads now go from 8 weight all the way to 80 weight? We used to have just 1 weight of thread. Isn't that the way anymore? I even go very strong into teaching the curves and the corners, using your needle up, needle down, using your tricks of what you're purchasing here. And there's bonuses in there also. There's one that I had my mechanics do to teach you how to maintain your own machine. That's very valuable for you to be able to do it properly. We have some fun things where we just got some fun projects that you're going to be able to do. That's all included with this price of the machine. You also can finance it, put it on a 12-month same as cash. You're probably about $80 a month. We've made it the functionality where you can just click this below and it will be added to your cart and you can have a new Brilliant in your own home. So let's go down to an equivalent machine that has embroidery. An embroidery machine gets added an extra embroidery module with the purchase. So I can put one of these trays on this machine and have a regular sewing machine. Awesome, folks. This is a great travel machine. This is a great machine for you to take to class. But let's go over it first. I'm going to show you the embroidery part because everything I showed you on the previous machine, the Brilliant, is on here. Okay? Now I'm gaining an embroidery hoop. So I'm going to put the embroidery hoop on. I just want to start doing some larger lettering for you to understand what the difference is of an embroidery lettering and that lettering that comes across here. That's what I'm talking about, okay? So I'm going to go on into here, setting up my machine. It's absolutely incredible how technical we are now. We're all wireless. It's very, very exciting, very easy. Now, and I guess I need to replenish that sentence. It's very easy. If you take the classes that come with it, that I teach you, that we teach you, when you buy a machine, you will be doing embroidery within an hour and a half of buying the machine. So I'm going to go in here. There's all kinds of designs in the machine. That really means nothing because there's millions of designs online that you just download into your machine wirelessly now. Okay, so even all the footballs and basketballs, how much fun is it to be able to put a basketball or a soccer ball with your grandson's team name underneath? Nobody can do this, but you'll be able to very easily. We're just going to go into the machine. It's got all kinds of fonts in it. I'm just going to take one and set it. It's just like your iPad or you're going to take it and I'm going to move it. I'm just going to bring it down to the bottom because on a towel, I don't want my B to be way up and the top of the towel. When you fold the towel, you know how it has to be. So we're going to take it. We're going to say, okay, I can change the size. I can rotate it. I can move it. I can add more lettering to it if I wanted to. Right now, I'm just trying to educate you. So I'm going to end edit and go to embroidery. So the whole thing's going to take, it's actually a 2-color. I'm going to do it in one, but it's actually going to take about 5 minutes. So I'm going to just push the green button because I'm ready to go. And it is doing my lettering for me. It's going to do a big size B, and I don't even have to be in the room. I'm hands-on. Very, very, very fun. Very cool as far as just quick little things. Can you see? This is done in embroidery, and we just added them to it. This was something fun. I had these for everyone for my daughter's bridal shower. And all I had to do was do the sunflowers and put everybody's name, and they sat at everybody's table. For the wedding, I actually made a tea towel like I'm doing now with one of these letters for everybody. That was kind of a fun thing and very much appreciated. Of course, kids are fun, grandkids are fun, but being able to do something like this and create on a you got it Costco or Target, and it's on a hoodie, and you can do exactly what you want. It's very fun. It's very easy. You go to this one. We have all the features of what's on my machine up, my Brilliant. My Brilliant, of course, has a bigger opening. Following me? It's got the bigger opening. This one's got it both. Travel machine, also cool. So it's another one that makes a lot of sense to you, a lot of fun. You'll have to see. If you're getting into sewing and you don't really know where you want to be, this one gives you a little bit of everything and lets you get involved in the embroidery world. So kind of fun to be able to get into there. It's going ahead and doing the B. Watch out, I'm going to go do my dishes. Just kidding, I'm sewing. Let's go down now. You got to see embroidery. You got to see pretty much everything. Now we're going down. And we're talking here at $7.99 is the sale price with all the goodies that I'm offering you. And we can go down to this one at $5.99. Next, I'm going down to the $3.50 and the $2.50. Okay, so it will only be just a little bit longer, and you'll know a whole lot. This machine is very much like the Brilliant that I just showed you. It just doesn't have as much here. It doesn't have as many features, stitches, and feet. So you get the extra $200 value. The most important thing that I can tell you is it's the lowest price I can offer you the scissors and the bigger opening. So stop and think about that for you. So now you're talking a bottom line of about $800, but $7.99 on sale. It's the best price I've ever offered them. Let's go down now to $5.99. The stitches that I told you about, the quality features I told you about are on everything that I have. So going through all that again isn't necessary. So now this is a wonderful machine. It's called our Baby Lock Jubilant. What the joy of it is it's the lowest price I can get you that wonderful needle threader. Eliminates the scissors, but it's got plenty of stitches here. Not as much. This one the Presto is what I call the baby of the top of the line. Meaning if you buy this one, you're getting the same motor, same electronics, same solid steel, same everything on it. Whether you go up a couple hundred or you go up 1,000, the insides of the machine has changed. So this is one that is the lowest price. It's going to give me an electronic field here. So that now to get stitch number 14, I just have to move it to 14. Everything, it sets it up electronically for you and will sew. Every stitch I already showed you, the tri-motion and everything is on here. This one's going to let you have the easy bobbin where you don't have to bring up the bobbin thread. This is the lowest price to bring up the bobbin thread, needle up, needle down, you're knotted, and you reverse. So fun, fun, fun. Okay, let's just recap a little bit. The Presto, one of my favorite machines, is on sale right now for $799, regular $12.99. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous buy. The Jubilant, you're going to save $200. So what I'm offering you though is remember the app where you will be able to go on. My Beyond the Basic course is all included in these classes. That's a $97 value that will teach you everything out here in sewing that you ever thought you wanted to do. So lots and lots of fun to be able to use these stitches, because to have a machine like this and not use them and not understand is, you don't want to have a cool machine like this and just straight stitch. You want to do a little bit of fun once in a while. Okay, let's go down the line a little bit. Now I'm into a mechanical machine. So I have to turn the dial. If I want to use my overcasting stitch that I showed you earlier, it's going to be G. It's going to be purple. Right down here, G purple. My class will teach you all this as well as get you as to why we're using them. I turn the dial to G, I move it over to purple, and I will have the knit overcasting stitch and the wovens right there. Awesome, easy to be able to do by a 2-button dial. This one adjusts your width. This one adjusts whatever stitch up here you want to look at, and this is your length. So it's very, very, very simple. It does have a needle threader on it that is very nice. It doesn't have the automatic that's on the one that goes up in money, but here you're talking about a very heavy duty machine. You got a machine here that could go off to college, that could sew on anything you ever wanted to. It'll still go through the denim, and it's just a wonderful metal machine. It'll be in the family for 20, 25 years. We can go on down to the Joy. What I'm giving up from the Joy at $249, I'm talking rock bottom sale prices, to the Zeal at $349. So the difference is that here you've got the basic stitches being able to be built in. So what the Zeal is giving me is an additional 1-step buttonhole. So you don't think, okay, I'm not doing very many buttonholes, or I am. It's coming out an awful lot in home decorating right now. So if you're a pillow maker, we're going to do those buttonholes on the back of your pillow, those kind of things. So don't think, oh, I'm never going to do a buttonhole again. A 1-step buttonhole means you put it on a buttonhole attachment. You're going to put the button right there, and it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And all you will have to do is move it over to a 1-step buttonhole. You're gaining the 1-step buttonhole, you're gaining the needle threader compared to here, as well as some more stitches. But the 1-step buttonhole and the needle threader are the main reasons for you to choose the Zeal over the Joy. The Joy is a fabulous little machine. It's normally $399. It's on sale for $250. The usage class I'm telling you about is still important for you to watch, because you will learn what all these stitches are to be able to do it. So for $249, you're buying very high quality. You're not getting a lot of doodads, okay? We don't need doodads. You need quality first. So the lowest price I can offer you, that full rotary hook, the solid state electronics, the 7 basic stitches, is our Baby Lock Joy for $250. If you want one, you can click below. It'll be shipped out to you. We will have you give us your email, and we will get you these classes into your email. So back to the Joy, a good quality, precision, basic sewing machine. Move up to the Zeal. We're a little bit stronger as far as the motor and everything. You're getting an automatic needle threader. You're getting a 1-step buttonhole and more stitches. So to recap now, I can start as low as 250, 350, then I can go to my Jubilant, which is $5.99, and you go up to $7.99 or $9.99. So if you're looking for a sewing machine, you can click the button below and you can go ahead and buy. If you need more information from us, please click the button and you can write in there some questions for me. You can ask for some help. We will give you our phone number. You can call. I got a team here that can explain things to you. We have FaceTime people to figure out what's best for you. You got any questions at all, we're here for you. Now, before you purchase, and afterwards. So if 2 years from now you can't remember how to do a blind tom, we're going to have this class in your inbox that you will be able to do everything very, very, very easily. I hope you enjoy the sewing experience. It's such a wonderful hobby. Enjoy. You need any help at all, please call our team. We'll take care of you.